Wow, that was insane. Do.
Take it back now, y'all.
Take it back now, y'all. No sense now. Turn it down on the mic. That's not.
Snarf.
Yeah, sorry, I just say weird things. Okay.
I'm looking at you on a screen. It's terrible.
Okay, good to know.
Aww.
All right. Thanks. It feels good. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 19 of RPGs Anonymous. I am Zachary, your DM. Take it away, Carl.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm Aaron. I play Carl. I'm not really Carl. I'm Aaron.
Yeah, sometimes I forget. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay.
What are you talking about, Carl? Said I, Shane Goose Bailey.
I'm Jacob. I play Tyke.
I'm Nick. I play Dr. Zed and Barazel.
All right. Glad to have everybody here. What did the boys do last time? Anybody remember?
Had a really good montage of us getting out of a Tesla and walking towards a parking garage.
We tased a pair of people.
Yep.
It was real hot.
Yeah, it was very cool. A nice, beautiful action montage. We had a cool moment. We saw a cool moment between Tyke and his sister. You guys found out the best way to get into the ISCorp Portland building. Got in through the back way, through a smoker's alley. There was some shenanigans with Ajax, Zed's dog, and a guard with a phone. Zed cast a glamour on everybody's faces, so you guys look differently right now. And you stowed Jacob's jacket because it is particularly ostentatious. Then you guys went into the security office, did some stuff with the security people, made them unconscious, found out some personal details about them, and made yourselves credentials for the administrative portion of the building. Anybody have anything else to add to that part?
No, you got it good.
There's a small riot going on in the eastern part of the state.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're actually going to start around those parts. So the camera opens up on a video. It is a black video with this red text. It says 0 days, 0 hours, 0 minutes, and 59 seconds. And it's in complete silence. And we see it start to tick down. And as it gets closer and closer to 0 across the board, we start to hear these noises of a loud crowd. And the video fades away until it finally hits 0. And it fades away entirely, and we see this crowd, this large crowd of what looks like a few thousand people, if not tens of thousands of people, around these large 20 feet high stone walls with barbed wire around the tops, and these large, strange escarpments. That's the word. These large, strange escarpments across it. There are guards walking across behind it with what look like fully automatic rifles. Ringed around this giant crowd of people, there are these black SUV things and a bunch of people wearing ISCorp uniforms. And the crowd has phones out. They have signs there. Some of them are in costume to look like aliens and the like. Some of the signs say things like "Release the papers," "Tell us the truth," "ET come home," stuff like that. And this crowd is just going absolutely wild. They are butting right up against the wall very closely, but there's a group of these guards right outside, keeping them from getting right up to it. I would like each of you to tell me one thing about this happenstance that is going on. Just one minor detail about what's happening here.
It's making national news.
Okay, so there are definitely news cameras off to the side. All of the local stations, all of the state stations, and pretty much all of the national stations all have their people out there, and they're conducting interviews. They're talking to people. They're poking around, stuff like that. So it is a well newsed, a well covered news event happening thing. What else?
I think there is a subset of protesters who are like conspiracy theorists about the conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Like it's all just like a giant marketing ploy or something for ISCorp to just to become a more well-known brand. And none of the horrors have actually shown up and no one's actually died. And it's all just dramatic actors that have been hired.
So there's probably like a few hundred people off, like a little bit isolated from the rest of the crowd, that are like having this like counter rally or whatever, that are like, this is all fake, don't give in to the blah blah blah, don't give them free press, and they're like trying to like stop the news from covering it, and they're like telling people like, don't fall for this stuff, just go home, go back to your lives, blah blah blah, all this stuff, and they're trying to like do basically a counter protest, because they think that this is all fake, trying to bring more attention to ISCorp. No press is bad press. That's cool. I dig that. What else?
There is an additional gathering of RVs sitting off to not quite the side, kind of middle back. And people are just, that's the party section. Those people are just sitting on the roofs of their RVs, drinking beers and watching the chaos. It's kind of like people NASCAR.
Yeah, I was going to say tailgaters. It's just like people chilling, watching the thing. They're not necessarily participants. They're just, chilling. That's cool. I dig that.
I think if we take the camera back a little bit, as if it was shot from like a drone, we would see that in the crowd there are small like open gaps within the crowd where people like Ash the Fire Dancer and Meg the Silent are performing and like trying to hype up the crowd. And so like we see Ash like doing whatever his fire act is from Portland. He's one of Tyke's friends. Maybe we see like the psychic Amadeus is like, reading people's minds in the crowd and like telling them their fortunes.
I think maybe it goes one step further. I think there's a stage and a number of these little like maybe podiums, maybe like mini stages set out throughout. I think some enterprising individual thought to get here really, really early and set up some of this stuff. So I think there's a stage off to the side that there is an act going on, and there are all these like little areas, like little raised platforms out through the crowd where you have all of these people also doing little acts, and like some of them are like proselytizing, some of them are like talking about the five of you, Carl, Goose, Tyke, and Zed, four of you rather. I always count Fitz, but there some of them are talking about the four of you, and like some of them like asking or answering questions about you, like letting people know that this is legit. And then there are people, like the fire dancer, that are like just doing acts straight up, keeping the crowd jazzed and excited to be there.
Always hustling.
Yeah, I think there's some hustling going on. I think it wouldn't be complete without a half dozen like food trucks that have set up off to the side as well. They've like put up some like tables and chairs and stuff, so there's like a food court thing happening also off to the side of all this chaos. And so I think this is like almost like Burning Man-esque. Like if you took like a carnival and Burning Man and squished them together and put them outside of a secure facility, and sprinkled in a whole bunch of protests and riots, I think this is what you would have. Because I think that people...
That sounds like downtown Portland.
It does. It sounds a lot like downtown Portland. Yeah. So I think the people near the front of this big congregation, closest to these large stone walls with the ISCorp guards outside of it, I think they're the closest to actual real riots. I think they are like incensed. They are pushing, trying to get past. And I want to know who is leading this like charge, essentially, to try and get past these guards, to try and get to the wall and essentially raid this establishment.
I think it's Goose's friend from his squad, from his special forces days.
The guy he hasn't talked to in a while.
Oh, I like that so much.
Digging deep.
Did we ever come up with a name for him?
I thought we did.
Let me look. We can't have it be Jeff.
Can't be Jeff.
Jeff is already taken.
There's only one Jeff in the world.
Yeah, there's only one Jeff.
Oh no, it's Jeff, but it's spelled the Geof.
Okay, yeah, I'm okay with that, actually.
He's Swedish.
Yeah.
Gunther.
Yeah.
What if we just have him be Jeff Gunther? Jeff Gunther, and he goes by
Yes.
GG sometimes, or double G, or all that
GG.
stuff. All right, there we go. Jeff Gunther, a member of, I'm going to say, because again, Colby, you said that Goose was an officer at one point, so I think he served under you. Maybe he was even your like like the person directly ranked under you. So I think, yeah, all right. He is leading this charge. He is in front of this group of people. What does this dude look like?
Compared to Goose, comically large and like muscular. This guy is the guy who gets hired in movies to be like the tough military bad guy that the protagonist has to beat up.
Okay. Old Rambo. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. The Russian from The Punisher.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So like comically large.
Every movie bouncer ever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every movie bouncer ever. Like, and like, I think unlike some bodybuilding muscle, this is all like natural bulk. Like obviously he's like, you know, he would have had to keep up a little bit. But I think this is like his natural body type. So it doesn't look unnatural or weird. He's just this big buff dude. Maybe like 10, 15 years younger than Goose at most. If even that, he might be the same. I'm not going to, you know, you can decide that, headcanon that. But I think he looks quite a bit younger than we would expect from somebody that served with Goose. He is leading this like surging like throng of people. And they're like going forward again. Up here, it is the closest to rioting, and I think like they start to like organize a little bit and surge towards that. What is like how is ISCorp like stopping them from getting past?
I think it started with people in like riot gear, but they haven't sprayed anyone yet, but they're starting to bring out fire hoses and stuff like that.
I also think they're relying really heavily on the cyclone fence.
Yeah, wait, what's a cyclone fence?
The chain link fence that's all around the building. You know, the razor wire on top.
That's a 20-foot high stone wall.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
Did you miss that the two different times I mentioned it?
I'm just thinking that was part of the the defenses.
Oh, do you like an additional like razor fencing outside of that?
Like not razor, but just a chain link fence that was rented and put in and put up just because this was coming.
So they've erected one of those temporary chain link fencing things that you can get from construction companies, and they've put that up around it and added like really, really quick and dirty like barbed wiring to the top of it and like staked them into the ground and stuff like that. And I think they've got like a few people in riot gear outside of it, and then just a line of people with rifles behind it. Let's pull a little tarot card here real quick.
This is real. Knight of Swords.
Okay.
A soldier. A man whose profession is arms, skillfulness, capacity, address, promptitude.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, it could be nothing else. Under Jeff Gunther's leadership, the riots slowly begin to take shape into something much more organized. He begins shouting commands for people. Obviously, they're not like direct, like what you would expect from a military personnel, but he's like, go over there, stand here, like grab this thing, like grab sticks, do this thing, stand behind me.
I'm going to say with that card, he's probably got a radio and other people out in the crowd pushing, also organized in separate points.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think, yeah, and he's like saying it into the radio, and so we see like these pinpricks of people, like maybe a dozen or so people in this like couple thousand in the this quote unquote front lines, and we can hear this like radio chatter and radio static going on, and you can hear the commands going across, and this crowd starts to form up into this organized like almost phalanx like spear point heading towards this thing. And I think they break against the ISCorp personnel realizes this just a little bit too late, and everybody moves to this point, but it's just not enough. And this just giant amount of people break through these ISCorp people in SWAT armor, push them to the side, crash into this chain link fence, and almost immediately rip it down. There's whooping, there's yelling, there's screeching. I think we start to hear the firing of bullets as well. Weapons are firing, and then we start to see tear gas being thrown, but it just is not enough. And we see this surging group of people push towards this stone wall and start to move along it, trying to find a way in.
Beach balls and inflatable aliens flying through the air.
Yes, yeah, and I think the camera is like watching this and like pans just a little bit, where only a couple hundred feet away, this like same riot area is just like a party. Like it's just like like this actual riot part doesn't touch this area. There's just like there's music, there's dancing, there's somebody like doing tricks on top of a raised area. There's like people walking around eating food, and in costume, stuff like that. And then it pans back and it's this almost like Battlefield-esque, like a horror show of people like hand to hand fighting and pushing their way towards this compound. And we are going to cut away from this back to our boys. We see the tail end of this action sequence of each of you swiping your cards with your fake IDs on it. Seymour Butts, Mr. McLovin, Ivan Percival Freely, IP Freely, Byron Small, and Timmy Dancer in the rear fits. And you guys enter into this secure stairwell going downwards. You follow it down a couple of levels. This is not really familiar to you, but you understand roughly where you're going as well, because you've been on this floor quite a bit before. You go through the stairway. There's another secure doorway at the end. This think like service stairway shaft, so it's not like super there's not a lot of amenities. It doesn't look pretty. It's just like ugly BS. And you swipe the cards again, and you go through here, and you come out in this large room, this large like lobby area that you guys have actually been to before, but you're coming into it again from the side, this instead of like directly down where the elevator area is. All of this like marble, this white marble with black marble like inlaced through it, and all these stainless steel walls and stuff like that, very shiny looking. There's a reception desk in the front, and the gold lettering saying ISCorp in this main center wall. There is one hallway leading away from this room. What do you guys do? Oh, and actually, as you step into the room, you all notice that your faces start to shimmer and shift a little bit. And Zed, you can feel your spell being starting to fade away. I would like you to roll me a check to keep it going. And let's put it at hard, upgraded twice for ISCorp, and that's it. 2 red and a purple.
Ha ha ha! 2 advantages.
2 advantages, and the rest is a wash?
That's it. Rest is a wash.
Okay, so yes,
Yep.
You guys all see the glamour on your faces start to shimmer and shift as they fade away, and you can see that you are having, you all have your natural faces again. You are who you actually are. The advantage is that currently, at this exact moment, you have a few seconds. You have some time to react. Nobody's going to see you immediately. You're coming through the service area. You've got a little bit of space to do something about this, but the glamour fades and you guys are back to who you actually are. What do you do?
Keep walking down the hallway, drawing red on the left wall.
Is there anyone in the hallway?
Yeah, so there is a receptionist at the desk, and there is like one miscellaneous guard member person, like ISCorp guard, basically, just like wearing the normal, like what you would expect from a guard uniform, standing near them. And that's pretty much all the people that are here. You do know that the desk and the back wall behind them is like 10 feet in front of where the hallway that leads out of this room is. So you basically have to go by them to go to it. But you have a little bit of space where you're not immediately being seen right now.
I kind of think we just play natural, act like we're supposed to be here, keep walking, don't make eye contact, just kind of flash my badge and like scan it at the door. And
do you mentally communicate that to all of us?
We've been invited twice. Couldn't we just say we're here for our meeting?
I would like to flash back to the moment that I did last episode where I showed you a monitor, which is extant in this room as well, that is going through ISCorp promo material. And every minute or so, your guys' faces are plastered upon it, and it says
That's right.
detain at all costs. Probably not going to work.
All costs.
Yeah, detain at all costs.
Okay.
I am going to hand my hat to Tyke. Tell him to tuck up his hair.
We make some match clothes.
No. I want to try to change what is shown on that display at the moment that we walk up so that it looks like different faces.
Okay. I'm totally down for this, but like, also think it's been like 2 days. Think if you had a big corporation, you have been training people. Like this is something you guys know because you are being actively hunted.
I know. I'm really banking on them to doubt themselves. Like they see us and they're like,
Look at the monitor.
You're the people. And then they look at the screen and are like,
He's gaslighting them.
okay, I guess you're not. I don't know.
Okay.
It's weak. I'll give you that. It's flimsy.
I think just doing it with a lot of confidence is enough to push it. This is like 3D chess, dude.
Just follow my lead, and then I'm gonna hack the TV camera.
They're also not gonna think that the 5 most wanted people just waltzed into the front desk office.
From a secure side passage with
That's
ID
true.
Yeah,
badges
from-
that didn't set off alarms. Yeah.
Yeah. Haven't you played any RPG ever? How did we get past the rest of the guards? Obviously, it can't be us.
We're supposed
Yeah.
to be here.
Oh my god, this is so insane.
We need to
y'all.
actually do something.
I'm serious about this.
Okay, so are you going to change your faces on the monitor? That's the first question.
Yes.
You are.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with that. This
Okay.
is not particularly difficult. All you're doing is changing your faces. So I think I would put that at average, upgraded twice, so 2 red, and then a black die because you haven't done this specifically before. So 2 red and a black.
Oh my goodness. This is gonna be.
A slam
Wait,
dunk,
nothing?
yeah, should be really easy for you.
Yeah, I say that, but then somehow, like, even though the math doesn't work out or something like that, something stupid will happen.
Those are the ones he
Um,
always fails.
2 despairs.
Yeah, 2 despairs.
Is there a dice commercial?
No, I had to. Okay, only 1 success and 2 advantages.
Only.
Hey, that's a success.
Only. I was expecting more from. Yeah.
All right, so this works. So you go glassy-eyed for a little bit, then you guys see the promo when it comes up the next couple times has the faces that you had when you were glamored. So like totally different faces now. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, you guys have an invisible Ajax who just stopped being invisible. I forgot to mention that also, because that was part of the glamour as well. So you now have a dog also who is completely visible.
Wait, he came with us? I thought we left him somewhere.
Nope, he came with you.
No, we totally took him with us.
He was invisible with the glamour.
By Zed's pushing, we have to bring the dog with us.
Okay.
We've been hearing his nails on the marble the whole time.
That's what's brought all the Scooby-Doo references for the most part, because you are four people with a dog.
Yeah, that's why we did the whole crazy chase scene thing.
Okay, so you guys see this promo as it, repeats. You see it changes to the faces that you have on the glamour. So your faces are no longer there. What is the next step for this?
I'm gonna put my hat back on, drink my coffee, and walk the direction we're supposed to go.
Okay.
Just try to pretend like I'm having a casual conversation with Carl as we only half notice the receptionist as we walk past to scan our badges and go in the back door.
Okay.
Yeah, the offhanded badge scan
Yeah, we
while
just,
I'm
like,
drinking
nod our
coffee,
heads.
nodding at Goose.
Yep. Okay. So this is going to be a deception check. It's going to be a group check. So you guys can use the highest presence and the highest deception among you, which I know is not good. I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be the hardest thing you guys have ever attempted.
Well, deception is actually based on cunning, and I have a 4, so.
Oh no, what have I done? That makes everything worse. No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's deception for sure. So based on highest cunning and high, I don't think anybody has deception, right?
I do. I have 1 rank in it.
Okay. I assume nobody else has better? Okay, and what's your cunning then also, Goose?
4.
Okay, so one yellow, 3 green.
Also throw in that touch of fate. 2 blue.
You're going to need it because this can be nothing but formidable. This is nigh impossible. I mean, literally, you guys are the most wanted people for this corporation.
Wait. I think he should also get a blue because of the screen.
Yes, you are definitely going to get a blue die for the screen. We're going to start this at formidable. That's 5. Okay. Count them 5 purples, upgrade twice. So 2 red, 3 purples, a blue for the screen.
2 blue for the touch of fate.
I think that's it.
All right.
So it is still possible, but this is going to be tough.
Let's see here.
So while he's doing that, can I directly confront the guard to throw him off?
That I don't see how that is going to make this easier.
Oh, I just have an idea.
Yeah, the plan is to walk right past him.
Yeah, what's your idea? Because like calling more attention to your faces is going to make it worse rather than better. So what is your idea?
If he tries to stop us, like raises a hand, says, you stop, anything like that, I'm going to turn right to him. I have a talent that is kind of fitting called counteroffer. And I'm going to confront him with whether or not he thinks the starting line of the Timbers is actually going to pull it through this next weekend's game, because Goose has no idea what he's talking about, and I'm going to talk. I don't remember what name Goose has on his badge, but
let's get into that depending on the results of this roll, because I see a big smile on Coley's face.
It's a backup.
Well, I think I'm also. Can I try a tarot card to activate my lucky break ability?
So you're going to re-roll? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, he needs to re-roll.
Adding 1 more blue die.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so let's see. What do we got for you guys? Transformation, rebirth, end of a cycle, positivity, joy, good health, fun, cross desires, obstacles, hindrance, control, willpower, success, action, error, misrule, disorder. I would take really legitimately any of those.
I want to go with the chariot. Control, willpower.
Okay. Control, willpower, success, action, determination. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You will have another additional blue die to that.
Because we're just making this happen with the sheer our chutzpah.
Yeah, I think we have this moment where we flash back to you guys in the car on top of the parking garage, and everybody Fitz is like, how are we gonna get, like, once we get into the secure area, there's this big lobby room, how are we gonna get past them? And Goose is like, we'll just walk in like we own the place and it'll be fine. And there's this like really long silence where everybody like looks at each other like, and then everybody just shrugs and is like, all right, I guess we'll try that.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. The new roll came out: 2 success, 3 advantage.
Holy crap! How? How?
Nice.
So
That's 2 rolls.
Yeah, after 8 blue dice or something.
4 blue dice. Yeah, 3 green and a yellow.
3 successes and 2 advantages.
Yeah. Before it was 2 failures and 2 advantages, but I like this one better.
That, I mean, I burned a tarot card. Okay, so I mean, look, the dice don't lie, y'all. You guys, so you change the thing. I think there's no way that they don't have a moment where they like look at you guys and then look at each other, and then they both look at the screen in unison, and the promo pops up and they look at it, and then they look back at each other and they look at you, and half of you are already through, and then they like look back at each other and they just shrug.
What set it off? It was Ajax. They're like, there's no way anybody would bring a dog in.
Yeah, exactly. They look back at each other, and then like the guard guy like starts to go to stop you, and then Ajax starts walking by, and then they look back at each other and they just shrug, and you guys walk through.
And there's no mention of a dog.
Yeah, there's no mention of a dog on the thing at all. Your faces are different.
Not a dog with them.
Yeah, and it has like a list of like other defining characteristics, like the jacket and like other stuff, and it's just like they just like not enough adds up, and they look at each other really confused and like scratch their heads, shrug, and you walk through.
All right, that's how Goose and Carl go through. What about the rest of you?
that works for everybody. That was technically a group check. Yes, that was technically a group check. It just Goose happened to have all the big stats. So
I just had a plan B. That's all.
Carl just had a plan B. Okay, so let me.
It was amazing.
Okay, so then you guys walk back down a hallway. Through this, you swipe your cards through the thing. Carl probably like waves to them or whatever.
It's the tip of the coffee cup.
Yeah, tip of the coffee cup. You guys go through, and you are now in a large room that has a bunch of. It's like a four-way like hallway. This is basically a cross hallway with a bunch of conference rooms that are attached to it. You know this area relatively well because you went into one of these rooms for your orientation. So there are 4 of these orientation rooms, basically conference rooms. All segmented in this one big area. There's the door that you came into on ahead of you. On the other side of those, there are 3 hallways leading out, and 1 on each side, either to the north and south, to your left and right, basically. So there are 5 different exits to this room, and 4 conference rooms as well in here. What do you do?
Fitz, which way do we go?
That depends on where we're trying to go, like right now.
The servers.
Server room.
Okay, well, if you guys remember, there are 2 server rooms on this floor.
Pick one.
Server room
Yep.
A.
Okay, let me give you the options.
No, I do not remember.
Okay, no. Well, this has got to be a flashback back to the car, and we decided what server room we were going to. There's no way we're
we
figuring
decided,
it
but
out
now
right
we're asking again anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we flash back to the car. You guys are talking about it. Fitz tells you that there are 2 server rooms. There's a server room that, the first one that you guys went to, and that is the server dedicated to all of the administrative stuff, basically the building above you. That handles literally everything above you. That's dedicated to all of that stuff, so that is the main servers for all of that stuff. And then the other server room, the second one that you guys went to, which is the attached to the archive room, that you guys went to. Man, I've got all sorts of stomach stuff going on all of a sudden. The second one that you guys went to, which is attached to that archive room, where you started going off and doing other stuff, that is the server room for this level. I mean, it really depends on if you guys are going straight for the information about Goose's wife, then the server room for this level is probably the one that you guys want. And I think we flash back where he explains that, and then we flash forward again right to this moment where you're asking, and he explains it the exact same way again.
Yeah, then we're going to that room.
Okay, so that will be to your guys' north. That is through the armory. So that is north through the armory and then into the archive area, which has that like dead end area where you guys went. That has those servers. That's where you found the information about the original papers for that stuff. So you guys have to go through the armory. One thing, again, you probably know that there will be people in the armory. It will be probably the most highly guarded place on this level. That is directly to your north. In fact, I think you guys walk forward and he's like, okay, we got to go that way. And you turn to the left. Who is in the front?
Should not be me.
Goose.
I'm pretty sure I was when we went past the first guard.
Okay, so Carl, you go about like 10, 15 feet past the down the hallway. You hear Fitz says that you need to turn left. You turn left, and immediately down the hallway, you see a person wearing ISCorp gear and a drone, one of those combat drones that you guys dealt with last time, hovering right next to him. What do you do when you see this? You are in plain view of this person also.
He's probably looking right at me, isn't he?
Yep, looking right at you.
Keep walking towards him, lift up the coffee cup. We belong there.
We just hear guns going off around the corner.
Yeah, you take a few steps forward. When you get about 10 feet down, you hear a mechanical whirring and some I guess we'll call them internet noises, some beeps and whatnot.
Oh, I'm going to try to hack the... No. I'm hitting that robot.
All right, here's what we're going to do. Jacob, I would like you to roll me a vigilance roll, essentially for initiative. And I'm going to oppose that.
Wouldn't this be
Okay.
cool since he's trying to go first?
No, because this is essentially a surprise. Like he's trying to go first, but it is a
Yeah.
surprise thing. Like this is coming down to if he is
Okay.
fast enough to
He's
get into that, he's
still
reacting. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I am not. I have good willpower, so that's good. But I am not vigilant, so we'll see. Okay. So what do I roll?
You are just rolling whatever your vigilance would be uncontested. So
Would you say that
Okay.
he is either short range or engaged with me?
yes,
Which one?
probably engaged. That's fine. It's
That
fine. You can be engaged.
Yeah. All right. Then my heightened awareness ability, you get to add 2 blue to vigilance checks.
So a number of
Okay.
green equal to your willpower, and then upgrade a number of those to yellow based off of your vigilance. What are you rolling?
I am rolling 4 green and 2 blue.
Okay, cool. That's fun. You have a lot of willpower.
Because willpower is the thing I'm good at.
All right, you are probably going to beat this thing, but we'll see. Here we go.
We'll see. So do I roll?
Ooh,
Yep.
yeah, go ahead and roll. I rolled really darn well.
I got 3 successes and 5 advantages.
Holy crap. Okay. I got 3 successes and 2 advantages, so you will go first. You are definitely going to beat this thing to the punch. You hear it start to do a thing, and it says identifying. Now is your chance to act. Do what you're going to do.
Okay, yeah, I want to try to take it over.
Jedi mind trick that these aren't the droids you're
I
looking
think
for.
that no. I'm going harder. Like, I think the way I'm perceiving this is as like it's got like a dome surrounding it, and I am trying to find like a crevice or a crack in it so I can actually get inside and then try to take it over. Just to give it the weird Tron astral plane thing I got going on.
Yeah, so I think that's not going to be too difficult. I think it's going to be base hard, upgraded twice because of ISCorp. That's 2 red and a purple. So it should be slammed up. Don't forget to take your strain for spelling.
Yeah, that's 3 successes and 1 advantage.
Okay. Yeah. You slip in between this like thing's like energy shielding. You dip in, and now you are inside a drone. You can tell that it was scanning Carl's face, and was about to announce that it was Carl Nelson. What instead does it do?
What's the name on your ID badge again?
What, mine? Byron Smalls.
Byron Smalls. That's what it says. Identified Byron Smalls.
Yeah, so I think the ISCorp dude was like sort of gearing up to like, you know, just to make sure, and he like chills out. He's like, all right. He says, hey, yeah, how's it going, Mr. Smalls? What are you doing down here?
Same as it ever was. I was told to come down here and make sure everything was fine. I brought friends with me. We got a dog. We're going to scan up and down the place and look for any ambient effects that might be around. You know, the same bullshit they want us to do upstairs.
Zad, pretend like it's a bomb sniffing dog.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't remember hearing about that. Looks like you check out. Who gave you your orders?
Romanov.
The dogs are new, man. I mean, they decided to go organic and not mess with these floating winged death machines.
Yeah, honestly, I don't like them that much either. They kind of freak me out. He sort of like bumps it.
I will pet Ajax. These are at least soft.
All right. I mean, it seems like it checks out. He like kneels down and holds out his hand towards Ajax. Nick, rather. I want you to roll me a, let's call it leadership.
For the animal companion trait?
Yes, because Ajax is going to really, really badly wants to bite this dude.
Oh, that's fine. How hard is this?
I don't think it's particularly difficult. I'm gonna say well, I'm just saying base hard, no modifiers.
Would it be helpful that I was petting Ajax when this encounter popped up?
Yeah, you can add a blue die for Carl being like also petting him.
Okay. It is 1 success.
1 success. Okay, so I think that means Ajax sort of like bares his teeth just a tiny bit, and maybe there's just like the tiniest hint of like a grrr, and then how do you calm him down quickly before he bites this dude?
I just like tug on his ear and just like rub his ear to like on the pressure point.
He like immediately calms down, and the guard dude is like, wow, man, they are really well trained. All right, you guys need to go in through here. That's kind of weird. I think this is actually supposed to be in lockdown.
That's the point. They want to make sure everything's locked down. Otherwise, they wouldn't have sent us down here.
I'm gonna have the robot say, "Getting special orders approval."
All right, yeah, you know what? Fuck it, why not? Sure, yeah.
Poor guy looks up from a dog.
Getting special orders approval, and then you also find like a little there's like a little projector.
This thing doesn't have that authority.
These drones are really cool. There's like a little projector, and you project onto the wall like this really good looking like list of orders from this thing that you just kind of like, I don't know, cobbled together from other stuff. And he's like, oh, all right, yeah, checks out. All right, you guys can let's see. It'll take keycard and biometric pin, all of that normal stuff to get through the door, etc. Obviously, I can't let you through, but yeah, here you go. Go ahead. I'm gonna just step over here, and I'm gonna make sure everything's good. And so he walks back to the cross hallway into the center and like just like looks out through. What do you guys do?
Use the cards.
I mean, we're in the system, so
that's what we're doing.
I also can't stay connected to the robot, so I think I'm gonna leave it with like just an instruction to protect us.
Interesting. Okay, I think you would know this. You're inside this thing. You're controlling it. You know that it receives moment-to-moment instructions that override literally everything from a central location. If whatever instructions you give it, if it conflicts with what it gets from its like base station, then yours will be overwritten unless you do some crazy shenanigans.
A quick program, if delete, don't.
Yeah, I was trying to think of some way that I could make it really weird where there's some like function that doesn't execute until like it sees our face.
You could, but again, as soon as Tyke leaves it, it's going to get like whatever instruction he gave it is going to get overwritten by whatever instructions it's being given actually in real time.
I'm going to just not worry about it.
Yeah.
Let the door close behind you and sever the connection.
Okay, so who drags Tyke through the door then while he's in the drone?
Yeah. I'm picturing that I'm just sort of like slunk over.
I will.
Like Goose.
Okay, so yeah, Goose is going to carry him through. Okay, yeah, all right. So you guys go up to the door. So who, Carl? I assume you're in front.
Yeah.
Yeah, you scan your card and it doesn't work.
Scan mine.
It doesn't work.
Damn magnets.
I'm going to assume not very, but how loudly did you say the name Fitz?
Not very.
Just making sure, bud. Yeah, he'll sidle up and he says, this is totally different security. I thought we went over this in the car. And we have a little flashback
to us going over in the car.
Yes, and Fitz again. I think what's going on here is all four of you are totally ignoring him in the car as he's talking about these security precautions. But the audience sees that he says, "Okay, so all of the security before we get into the basement is all administrative. That's one thing. We'll have to get through that, and then after we get down into the actual basement levels, that is the actual secure facility. Everything changes. We're gonna have to totally redo everything, basically, 100%." Or get through each door as we come to it. And he explains this, and we just see like everybody else is ignoring stuff. I think like Goose is messaging his military buddy on somebody's phone or something. Carl's just drinking coffee, staring off into the distance, etc., etc. Zed is petting Ajax, and Tyke's doing some tech bullshit. Nobody is paying attention, and we flash back, and he's just like he says all the same stuff exactly over again to everybody, explaining it 100% again.
I guess I get to use my talent anyways.
Actually, yeah, Zed's gonna turn to the guard and say "Goodnight" and knock him out.
Okay, yeah, all right. Does it give a counter stat to this?
No, it's an average check according to the book because it's an attack, and he's within short range of me.
Upgrade it twice because ISCorp shenanigans. And yeah, go ahead and roll.
Oh, well, that sucks. Failure and 3 advantages.
3 advantages. He did not hear him say that.
Yeah, 3 advantages. I think because this is perfect because let's see, what did you say? You said
sleep.
Sleep? I thought it was something
Mhm.
else.
No sleep.
Oh, did you say good night or something like
I
that?
thought it was good night. Yeah.
Oh, good
Good
night.
night.
Yeah, so I think he just like looks at you and he's like, yeah, good night. And you notice like that as soon as you try and like muster the like magical energy, again, there's this weird like resistance. You felt it the first time you were here and casting spells, and like the magic just doesn't accumulate. So nothing strange happens to tip him off that something weird happened. He just thinks you are like saying good night to him, and he's like, all right, yeah, good night, thanks. Enjoy. See you guys when you come back this way. So yeah, Carl, what are you doing?
So it looks like I get to use this talent.
Yeah, it looks like you do actually get to use this talent.
Get him.
It's counter offer. It is a talent on page 75 of the Genesis book. He gets a discipline roll. I get a negotiation roll. If I'm successful, he is basically stunned. If I get a triumph, he becomes an ally for the rest of the encounter.
Of course.
Just rips his badge
and the
off. and he's
encounter's
"I
like
hate this
however long
job."
we're in the building.
I don't know that it would rip the badge off, but I think ally would be more along the lines of, yeah, I'll get you through all the key cards. Let's go. Anyways, that's my goal.
So before you actually tell me what you say, we're gonna roll it. Let me make sure I've got his discipline up right.
I'm really tempted to take my like psychic hammer to it and try to just open it, but I'm going to be out of strain by the time we even get to the server room.
My plan was to knock him out.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I haven't like been pushing to make any of these harder, because I'm like, they're burning through strain. I'm okay with that.
This feels like we're just pushing off. Like, how long can we just not draw our weapons?
Yeah, yeah. So it is going to be 1 red and 2 purple. That is the thing you are going up.
This is an opposed negotiation versus a discipline check.
Yeah, that's his discipline.
Oh,
You're doing negotiation.
One red, 2 purple?
1 red, 2 purple, yes.
Wow, he's got 3 discipline. Jeez.
High-ranking soldier, kind of.
Apparently.
He's not that good. I just cheat. That's all it is. That's
So it's literally 1 success.
okay.
All the advantages washed out.
That means he basically becomes stunned.
So I was going to walk towards him and go, come to think of it, now that we talk about it, you should probably use your card to get through here.
So do we just move him to the keypad and swipe his card and put his hand on
Well,
it?
no, I was going to stun gun him while he was kind of going, huh?
Okay, yeah. So I think this basically looks like Carl stepping up and being like, blah, 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 blah. And he's just like, he's listening to your conversation. Like you start to have some inane conversation with him, and he just is basically totally focused on that and not doing anything else. If you want to attempt something else, like to stun gun him or something like that.
That was exactly it. He's staggered. He's totally kind of flat footed and just going to get stun gunned. Zap.
Honestly, with what this dude is and with that roll, I'm not sure I see any real reason to have you roll, but just in case, I'm going to check this.
Can I step behind him to try to catch him so he doesn't just collapse on the ground loudly?
Yes, actually, yeah, there is actually a chance that you don't do enough to fully knock him out. So yeah, why don't you roll your thing? Roll the stun gun attack.
You want melee, right?
Yes. And you'll have, let's call it a blue die for him being staggered, unless it says something else.
No, it doesn't say anything. Yeah, it doesn't say anything in the counter offer text about that, and I don't know what the staggered.
We'll just call it a blue
Anyways,
die, and I won't upgrade it for the ISCorp bullshit. So you will have he has 1 melee range defense. So base 2 purple, 1 black against your stun gun attack.
Again, love the sound of dice. Oh, I love the looks of a triumph.
Oh,
Nice! Crit him! Crit him!
Sigh.
Spend it on a crit.
I don't think it's a crit. There's not enough here. There's 1 success, 1 advantage,
Well,
1
triumph can crit.
yeah, triumph's an auto crit.
Oh, well,
If you
Okay.
want to spend it on that, you can spend it on other things.
1 success, 1 advantage, 1 triumph.
So how much damage before the triumph?
So
Counts
the
as a
one
success too.
gets added to it, right? So 5, 6. So it'd be 6 stun, 1 triumph.
You're going to want to crit him then, because that is not going to put him down.
Ha! Well, then we'll definitely crit him.
Roll the D100.
This is our first crit, by the way.
D100. I have those here. I left my dice out just in case this happened. I just don't remember where it's at. There it is. More dice noises. 79. And this should be the second crit because I did the guards too.
Instance of this. I want another one.
So a stun 3 means he ignores 3 of the target's soak.
Oh, okay. Well, then he's down.
No, Kerplow.
Forget the crit.
What was the number you rolled, though?
79.
That is overpowered. The target leaves themselves open, and the attacker may immediately attempt another attack against them as an incidental, using the exact same pool as the original attack.
I think the first time he collapses, it's really not worth the extra effort to zap him again.
You just act like you zap him, and then as he falls, he kind of like smacks it out of your hand, and it falls and zaps him a second time.
No, I was thinking actually like you zap him and he falls in a direction where he just so happens to like collide with the biometrics of the door.
What?
That's how we spend the triumph.
I was just going to drag him over, but that works.
No, I think we need to drag him over. That
Yeah.
Okay.
There's so again, I don't know if you guys remember this from 15 minutes ago, but there's also a pin.
Yeah, the card, the pin, and the biometrics.
Card, pin, biometric.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he does everything while falling. His face just smacks the keypad.
Okay, so I think you guys easily get the biometric and the key card thing going on, but what are you going to do about this pin?
Do any of the numbers look more worn than the other ones?
I mean, come on. That's rookie stuff. You know it don't. You know it don't.
Doesn't Timmy Dancer have like a program he could just connect to it and it would just find a pin that would work?
Yeah, Fitz, why don't you hack something now?
You want me to try and go through this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, I'm starting to think this might not have been a good idea.
I'm pretty sure I've said that like a dozen times.
Fitz, why didn't you say...
Montage
What,
of
you should have
Fitz
speaked
just
up.
saying this
You
isn't
should
a
have
good
spoke
idea.
up.
He just like looks down.
All of us just ignored him.
I'm holding up the guy. I got his key card and his finger on the scanner. What, do I have to do everything?
Look, I can try, but it's going to be tough. Again, they're my defenses, so I'll attempt it. Okay, he'll connect up. He'll connect up and try and do some shenanigans. Are you guys going to do anything to affect this, or is this going to be straight up and down?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there like any way I can like?
Wait. Can I capitalize on the triumph then? Let's go through his pockets. Maybe he has the pin number in his wallet.
Like written down.
You know what? We can. I'll let that triumph be a tarot card pull for this.
Oh.
We can see if this, because it is still absolutely bonkers to me for that to be possible. But
do you want me to pull him from the list, or do you want him to draw it out the deck?
No, I want him to draw one. I think this is like a happenstance thing.
We might need to spend the triumph on the robot not turning around and attacking us any moment.
Tyke's still there.
Yeah, Tyke's still taking care of it for now.
You got the 7 of Swords, right side up. Confidence, desire, attempt, wish.
Oh.
It is my wish that he had his pin number written down.
Confidence. I think he's got it in his wallet. Desire. God, I hope this works.
I hope it's not his pin number to his debit card.
Yeah, it's just a number. It doesn't say that it goes to this keypad.
I can't just give this to you, but I mean, I can't. I also can't go 100% against that. So, gosh, what does that mean?
Someone just so happens to be walking out of the door at this moment.
Yeah, do we hear anybody on the other side?
You know what? Screw it. Sure. I think that's great. You guys are standing there. You've got his hand up against the thing. You've got the key card pulling down everything. It's this, Tyke is like slumped against a wall being held by Goose. You guys have this like limp dude standing there. And yeah, I think one of you just like puts in a random string of numbers and you guys hear it unlatch and the door start to open.
And we think we did it.
Yeah, and it's like, yes, we fucking did it. And then the door opens and there's a person in a lab coat standing there with their key card out, and they are just like looking stunned. What do? You have a very short amount of time to do something about this.
Drop Tyke on the ground, pull the gun, and tell him
Zed
that
tackles him.
he doesn't make any noises.
Okay, so at the same time, Goose pulls a gun and says, "Don't make any noises," and Zed tackles this guy.
I guess at this point I'm still dealing with the robot, so I'm gonna have the robot pull its guns then.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the robo turns around and a little turret drops out of the bottom of it, and there's a red dot that appears on this person in a lab coat's forehead, and then Zed tackles him. Zed, roll me a brawl against 2 purple.
And once Zed bounces off his chest.
That's a doctor against a lab technician. Come on.
That's a success and 2 advantages.
So yeah, you are gonna barrel into this dude. I will have to ask: are you trying to do damage, or are you trying to do an effect?
I'm putting my hand over his mouth and just slamming him to the ground so he can't move.
Okay,
So
yeah, so you are
silence him.
silencing him. Okay, so yeah, you succeed in making sure this person cannot take any actions to alert anybody in this current moment. You jump on them and silence them. Jacob falls, or Tyke slams to the floor. The drone pulls out a gun and points at this thing's body. Goose pulls out his gun and points at it. Now this person is quiet and like, what do you guys do? You are out of direct immediate danger, but you still have this person who is like,
I'm gonna take the guard in with me.
Get in!
Take the guard in with
Yeah,
me.
we all
grab
go
Tyke.
inside.
okay,
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna have the robot comes over and picks up my body, and I think it's got like a little cavity in it.
it's a
And
little,
just
the
like,
drone,
no,
it's
no,
like
no.
this big. They're not big enough for that.
No, we drag
Oh,
you.
they're little tiny. Oh, oh wow, I was picturing like a full-fledged
No,
robot.
they're like
Jack?
little drones. Yeah, no, they're like little flying drones that have little turrets that come out of them.
Drag the security guard in. Drag the Tyke in.
And I don't know, try to duct tape him to a chair.
Oh, I've got a stun gun. I'll just hand a stun gun to Goose.
Okay, I want to know: are you stunning him or are you duct taping him to a chair? Those are very different things.
I'm busy with the body, so you do whatever you need.
Duct tape him and with a full gag. Maybe try to find a janitor closet to push him into.
If you guys remember, this area right next to you, the archive place, has a little janitor's closet in it that you all established. There's a little janitor's closet in there that you could totally put him. So you duct tape him to a chair.
Tie his shoes to the chair, like Robin says.
What I will say is that there's another security door between you and that janitor's closet. So that's a whole other
Yeah,
thing.
because we're in the armory, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
right. Okay, I definitely think at this point Tyke decides to actually wake up, and I think he tells the little machine to go into airplane mode and like turn off.
And then the door shuts.
Oh, and they might notice that.
Yeah, just going
I didn't think about
offline.
that.
Yeah, so are you basically going to like shut it off and then close the door and disconnect?
Yeah, I think so, but I think I'm gonna send some appropriate message to let them know that it was a smooth shut off. Like it needs looked at, but it was like, yeah, but like it sends a signal like not to worry about it. Like it's going into maintenance mode.
Yeah, 100%. I'm totally with you. What is that? Like, what does it actually say? Like, what is the thing? I 100% with you. I just want to know what it is.
So I think it's another one of those weird things where like if some
Low battery.
actual programmer, yeah, or whoever designed it looked at it, they would be like, what, like WTF? But it's just like, I'm tired, I'm going to sleep. And then it just like shuts off.
Windows 10 immediately forces an update.
Okay, I mean, these ones don't run off Windows, thank Christ. But okay, all right, yeah, you send basically, I'm tired, I'm going to sleep, and then you shut it down and you close the door. Okay, you guys are now in the armory. You have this lab-coated, lab-coated person duct taped to a chair.
I'm gonna put my Jeff jacket back on too.
Yeah, you put your Jeff jacket back on. So you are in a rectangular room with the doorway you just came in from, 2 exits to your right, 1 exit to your left. To the left, is where the archive room is. All of these are these same security doors with the triple thing on it, and this room is also this smooth stainless steel walls that look like they have been like closed and shut you know that they also, when you're actually like getting equipment and stuff, they flip out and open, and like there are armaments behind them, and that there's like a big like walk-in area as well behind this stuff, but it's all like closed off and sealed behind this stainless steel paneling. What do you guys do?
I tell the scientist guy, 1 nod for yes, 2 nods for no. Do you know how to open the weapons? That was a lot more
Will
than 2.
you?
Yeah. Is that like a double no?
Yeah, he's panicking. He's nodding a whole bunch and like just totally like.
I gently caress his face.
Goose,
Don't worry.
we're in a closet. You could take the tape off of his mouth and he could actually tell you what he's thinking.
You're not in a closet. You're still in the armory. The closet's behind a security door.
Oh, I thought that's where we put him. Sorry.
We haven't gotten there.
Yeah, there's a security door between you guys and there that you have not dealt with yet. So
Zed, you're a calming presence. And I like wave towards him with my gun.
yeah, and he's like wiggling, trying to get out of the thing still, like just really freaking out. Eyes super dilated, like really trying to get out. Like he's scared as hell.
Don't yell, okay? Don't scream. I pull the tape off.
Ah! They immediately like start yelling.
Pistol whip him in the back
That's
of the
not
head.
what I asked.
Okay, yeah, you just wham, you knock him out.
Gently.
Should have got his pin code.
So how do we open this door?
Yeah, I don't think we do.
Let's see if we can open up the weapons, and then we'll just get that big rocket turret thing that Goose had at the beginning when we started this little adventure. It'll open all the doors.
Yeah, Goose's eyes light up.
Oh.
Yeah, how are you guys going to try and get into the actual armory area?
All right, sci-fi boys, get to
Is
work.
there an eye scanner or like?
It's literally
clear
smooth
panel?
stainless steel paneling. There's
Yeah.
nothing from what you can tell.
Hacker man, what do you think?
Fits?
Yeah, Fitz, what do you think?
I was never really authorized to do anything in here, so your guess is, I mean, not as good as mine, but there's only so much I can really guess, if we're being honest.
All right, I'm just like, no, Tyke immediately just falls over.
Everybody pause for a sec. Real quick, before we get into the sci-fi Hackerman portion, we have some dudes that do a podcast, a D&D actual play podcast in the UK. They're called Snyder's Return, and we have a little bit of a promo to play for you. We can put that here or right after this. Obviously, thanks everybody that is here in the chat for coming. We appreciate you. We really like people coming by for the stream because you get to participate. You can suggest things. We had names, we had actions, we had stuff coming through the chat tonight. That's always cool. We stream the recording of the podcast at about 9:15 Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. You can always come by and do that. And we'll have some more plugs for you at the end of the show.
Snyder's Return is a tabletop role-playing podcast featuring interviews and a D&D 5e actual play adventure, so you can learn about different game systems and content creation, while also listening to us disrupt everyday life on the Sword Coast. We release episodes every Tuesday and Thursday on your podcasting platform, so come join us as we improvise, adapt, and overcome.
To get back into it, you guys start trying to poking around in the room to try and get into the armory. We take the camera pans up a little bit to take a top down view of the floor that you guys are on, and we see outside the door the drone leaning up against the wall reactivates and starts floating into the air. And then the flashing blue lights that are just normal on it start flashing red. And then the camera pans up even farther and we see these flashing red lights throughout the rest of the level, as well as a whole bunch of other drones start to fly in this direction and converge this place in this area. And then we pan up and the camera fades a little bit and we come down back out into the middle of nowhere to the east, and we see a large crowd again. We come down and we see this big surge of people blasting towards these stone walls, and then we turn over to the side we sort of like fly across, and everything starts to get quieter, and we get farther and farther away from the crowds. We see this surge of people going up against the walls until we see this really eerie scene where it's darker over here. It's windswept. It's still about 1 o'clock in the morning at this point. And there is a man. We see a man dressed in a duster, wearing a wide-brimmed hat. They have a weird metal apparatus on their belt, and they sort of move the duster, and we can see it's one of those really long tubular balloon inflation devices. And they are stepping slowly towards the main gate of this facility. And we're just watching them step forward from the back. And the camera begins to pan and turn and look behind them. And what do we see following this man, Jacob?
Yeah, okay. So I think as he comes up, you see him actually put a balloon on the inflatable thing, and as he pushes it in, it inflates more than you would normally expect it to. It actually inflates into a fully formed, like, green Pegasus that he then, like, life size and everything, that he then swings his leg over and is riding, and it takes off, and behind him you see all these life-size like elephants and giraffes and horses and like a pack of dogs that like he has inflated with this magic inflator into like full size.
And we hear the squeaky thump of balloon hooves on this like pavement road as he rides speedingly towards the gate of the ISCorp compound with this army of balloon animals floating behind him.
Yeah, and I think as he's taking off into the air, he is still pumping the balloon gun, and like bi-wing, like World War I style, like airplanes are like coming out of it and like forming like a formation behind him.
Yeah, I think every time he does it, it looks and sounds like he's cocking a shotgun, and then it inflates, and then so like he's got all of these like these biplanes and like some jets and stuff, and he's just constantly, he's riding, there's like wind whipping the duster back, and he's blowing up all of these balloons, and they just like one after another, he creates these, and they start adding to this horde of balloon animal entities flying towards the gates. We see we like pan up a little bit, and we see some people on the walls and in front of the doorway start shouting, and they start raising rifles and shooting these like laser railgun-esque things towards him. And every once in a while, some of these balloons pop, but he's just too fast. We hear this cocking of the shotgun inflator thing, and more replace every balloon animal that's destroyed, and then we fade to black. And that is where we will end for tonight. Because I can't go on.
His balloon animal menagerie.
Yeah,
I love you guys have outdone yourself. Thanks for coming by, everybody. We super appreciate it. We love seeing you here. Join the Discord. Tweet us at RPGsAnonymous1. We love hearing about stuff there. Send us story ideas, character names, anything, or just watch. We talk in character. Check out old episodes on our YouTube channel and at rpgsanonymous.podiant.co for the podcast link. You can also check the streams as well, 9:15 EST Mondays.
Yes, live streams are great. They always go well.
Yeah. Excellently. They go swimmingly. Anybody have anything else to plug?
Yeah, the Ace of Clubs podcast, episode 1, drops tomorrow, so keep an eye out on it.
Woo! Hype.
Yeah, going over Brave New World.
Cool, that should be fun. Be loving to the people around you and not around you. Heart. Yeah. Anything else?
In good news, my grandparents are celebrating their 68th wedding anniversary.
Huzzah.
Today.
Well, congrats.
That is a great time to be doing this. Happy holidays, everybody.
When it's 69.
Oh my God. This is going to be posting literally 2 weeks after the new year. So I guess Happy New Year. Happy 2021, I guess.
Oh, now you tell me. I've been wearing a Christmas hat for the new year the whole time.
You know that we post 2 weeks later, okay? That is on you, sir, not me.
I just found out.
You know
Live
that.
Stream.
Oh my God. We do. Yeah, we do like. Okay. Anyway, I love you all. It's good to see you, and we'll see everybody. Yes. Oh man, what am I doing? What are we all doing? We'll see you in the multiverse, everybody.